3 call.
If you go online and look, I mean, your journey from 2019 being drafted, I mean, all the way back to Tulane from like those years, and then you getting drafted in the 21st round, and then, you know, finding your way from Chicago, Washington, and then the story of getting with the Rays. Because I was going to ask you, like, your last 8 months have been an absolute roller coaster. And I've been like, I mean, you and I have been chit chatting a little bit, but the roller coaster from you electing free agency, getting engaged, then like getting picked up by the Rays, then getting invited to big league camp. And it's like, holy cow, this guy's going through it, man. What a grind. But I don't think people see that side of the game. You know what I mean?
I think that's a really good way to start. I'm gonna try to say it in a way that's I don't know if there's a short way to say it, but just a more condensed way. So out of high school, I went to John Carroll High School in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's like a smaller private school, has good baseball lineage. I really went there because it was like, oh, this is a good baseball school. The coaches at the time were, they were highly sought after, and it was a good program. So it was like, okay, he's going to go there. He's going to obviously get a good education. That was really important to mom and dad. So I go there. I'm a freshman on varsity. I'm not even a pitcher. I'm our starting catcher as a freshman on varsity. And like we had some good players. Like we had a kid going to FGCU. Like we had some good starters, and guys were throwing like 86. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this ball's gonna knock me over.
Yeah.
So I was catching and playing third base my freshman year. Sophomore
Beautiful.
year rolls around. All of a sudden, it's like, oh hey, this kid could pitch, and I threw like 80 innings. Solid. We got a new coach who's still one of my best friends. Senior year, we make it to the state finals. We lose. And I wasn't really a showcase player. I think if you go on my perfect game, it was like 90. Yeah, I think my top velo was 90. But like my junior year of high school, I was throwing like 93 in high school season. So I had like, that was the first time I had like agents around and like wanted to talk to me.
Did you pitch at all leading up to like your freshman year? Okay. So you had like a little bit of.
I pitched, but like I was never the guy in like Little League. Like I was never the guy in Little League. I was never the guy in like travel ball. I was a catcher, dude. Like I was a catcher. So I didn't like really have a ton of like college offers. And then kind of out of nowhere, like I took a lot of visits. I took visits to Florida. I took visits to UCF, USF. Like I took a handful of visits to some really big schools, but it was like whatever offer. I just think it was one of those things where it was like I wasn't super highly rated on perfect game because I'd go to perfect game tournaments and try to throw so hard. I was throwing like 85. Right. And then in high school season, I'd be like, yeah, well, now I know you, and now I'm mad because, you said something on Instagram or whatever the social platform was at the time. And I'd go out there and start throwing like 93. Senior year rolls around, still not committed. I'm like, okay, well, like I'm good enough to play college baseball. So I wasn't stressed about it. Right before senior year, I signed with Tulane, and it just kind of gave me like a boost of confidence. But I think this is like kind of an important thing because I got around the wrong crowd in the sense of like working out. Like all my buddies just wanted to go to the gym or watching like the YouTube bodybuilders. And like I went from throwing 93 as a junior to throwing like 87, 88 as a senior. So the draft really went out the window. I didn't have a bad year by any means, but I wasn't doing the right things.
For sure, yeah.
Like I was doing kind of what was easy in a way. I was doing what was easy. Like I was like, I just want to get strong and look good and things like that as a senior because you're interested in other things. But
right.
So time passes. Like I go to Tulane, I step on campus, and we were having this conversation in the bullpen the other night of like, did any of you guys walk on campus and you were like, how are you at this college? Like looking around at teammates. And that's kind of like the moment I had. Cause I started working out in like 8th grade with somebody. Like I was doing it. Like and I didn't stop. Like I went to Barless Methods in Port St. Lucie. Like I was with Cressy here and there. And then like, I just kind of was like, okay, well, like I want more. I worked out in the wrong way because I wanted more. Like I was like, I would go to like
for sure.
And then Saturday would roll around and I would just go crush a back and buys workout.
Jeez.
So I wasn't doing anything that was like super counterproductive. So I go to Tulane. I crush it in the fall. We get a new coach. We get Travis Stewart from Vanderbilt. David Pierce leaves, goes to Texas and his staff. So I had actually taken a visit to Vanderbilt too. So I had a relationship with him. Everything was good. I go in my freshman year and like after my freshman year, I think I threw almost 100 innings as a freshman. I started as a midweek starter. Made some starts against some really cool schools, LSU, some places like that. Then I get bumped to the weekend, Sunday around conference play. And I turned myself into like, I was receiving All-American votes as a freshman. Sophomore year rolls around and I have a back injury. So I'm like trying to push through it. I'm trying to push through it. I'm trying to push through it. And I ended up having to redshirt. And I think that really, that was an important time in my life because that redshirt
Yes.
year for me was kind of, it was the first time for me that baseball had ever been taken from me. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what my identity was because I would walk around Tulane and everyone was like, oh, that's Chase Solesky. He's a really good baseball player. And now all of a sudden it was like, but that's Chase Solesky and he's not even playing. He's not a weekend starter. He's not
Yeah,
this.
what's
So
going
like,
on?
it was like an identity crisis for 19 years old. And I was like,
mean,
well, like
the idea of knowing that you're not going to get in the game either, like as a red shirt, is hindering too mentally.
yeah, it was
Like
one
you're
of
at
those.
this.
Oh, it was so hard because for me, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting passed up. Like I was the guy. And now I'm watching guys that didn't even play as a freshman go start on the weekend and be the guy. And so like for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I even gonna have a scholarship next year? Like
Start messing
like,
with your head for
what's
sure.
going on? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think that point in time for me was big because it just kind of made me like get my priorities in line a little bit. It posed the question to me of like, do I care more about the game of baseball or do I care more about the fact that people know that I play baseball and that I'm good at it? And I realized that I care more about my passion for the game than what people think about me.
Yeah.
And then, so junior year rolls actually that summer I get healthy and I go to the NECBL. I actually play for the Plymouth Pilgrims, so they're not a team anymore, but it's like the Newport Gulls,
Right.
the Keene Swamp Bats. It was a really good league. It was supposed to be like second to the Cape, as it's right there.
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
right.
So like if you couldn't get in the Cape, it was like, okay, well, I'm playing in Plymouth and that's 25 minutes from the Cape. So if scouts wanted to come see me, it was like, oh yeah, hop on the highway for 3 exits and go watch Solesky, whatever. So I go and have a killer summer. And it's funny because going back to the working out thing, that was the first time where like, because of my back injury, I really had to work on my core. I had to work on my mobility. I had to work on just being a more functional athlete. And I get on the mound and my first bolt was like 94 in a game.
Jeez. Nice and warm
Anybody
summer
else
out there
see
in the
that?
northeast.
Because as a freshman, I was like 87 to 90, but I just executed. I threw a couple pitches for strikes. I had a four seamer that cut, I had a curveball, I had some kind of changeup. Gosh, just out there. I was just competing. So that summer kind of changed the course. It re-put me back on the map. The velo ticked up, stuff ticked up a little bit. I had a really good team. Like that was one of the most fun summers of my life in Plymouth. I became like an all-star, went to some kind of showcase for the NECBL, was throwing like 94, 96.
Jeez.
So obviously that put me in a great spot going back to Tulane as for my junior year. Junior year rolls around. I'm healthy. I'm Saturday guy. It's just this all year, up and down, like really good 10 punch outs or just like, yeah, there was never any like really bad. It was just like some inconsistencies mixed with an injury the year prior that just kind of dropped me in the draft. So I get drafted, I sign, and I almost didn't sign because I was a redshirt sophomore. So I did have leverage. I think everyone's always they're always like naive to the fact that it's like, I'm a big leaguer when you get drafted. But now that like the journey's kind of been traveled, you're just like, you guys have no idea what's ahead of you.
No clue. No clue.
Like,
I think
you literally have no idea.
You get drafted and they think like, okay, it's a pretty linear path to the big leagues, no matter where, especially for like I'd say top few rounds. It's not a linear path. And I think that's but you're a testament to that. That's why like having you on here and kind of explaining that process to a lot of guys, it's like, you might be the dude now, but you get into low A, high A, you may struggle.
I think the thing is I'm super realistic. Like I'm just very realistic. And like I would look around and be like, okay, well, he's not as good as they think he is. Like, and sure, he's got a good fastball at those 97, but he's mentally, he's all over the place. Like if he walks two people, he's going inside and our clubhouse is going to be on fire. So I got him already. I was like, I'm not worried about him. But I found myself early on in my career, like that's an important thing in this segment. That's an important thing because early on in my career, I found myself really worried about what other people were doing. Like I was like, okay, well, like he's mentally weak. So like that puts me ahead of him. And like all of a sudden I find myself in this position. I'm like, why am I so concerned about what everyone's doing around me and not just concerned about like what's in front of my face at this current point in time?
And ahead in the count. And he got that edge out there again.
I always tried to do too much. right? Like I never just like trusted myself and like my ability and the stuff that I had. And the fact that if I did my job and I threw my pitches where I was supposed to, that it
Mm-hmm.
would work for me. So that offseason, I knew that was a big problem of mine. Like I could self-identify the fact that like when I get on the mound, I just try to do too much because something that makes me good is my ability to throw 5, 6, 7 pitches in the zone at any time
Mm-hmm.
and tie a hitter up. I can throw the sinker, I can throw the four seam at the top, I can throw the cutter, curveball, sweeper, gyro, and a changeup, splitter
Mm-hmm.
at the top. So that offseason, I really focused on kind of like, how am I going to learn how to use my arsenal and learn to make myself powerful? Like what makes me good, right? So it's like now I'm like a pro for almost 3 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I go into spring training and I'm in the double A. I'm in the double A group. And if anybody has played affiliate ball, everyone knows that your group in spring training, what team and what field you're on mean nothing because
Doesn't
there's going to be trickle down from the big. Everyone's going to fall back. So I'm in the double A group. Long story short, I go into spring training and I throw 23 scoreless innings against like other teams, like not just inter squads, like against the Dodgers, the Brewers, all the Guardians, all the teams that we would play with the White Sox. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to double A. Like, there's no way I'm not going to double A. Like, I'm punching out everybody. I'm throwing 95, 96. My curveball is unbelievable. Changeup's really good. Like, I'm doing it. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm going. Well, last day of camp rolls around, they put rosters up, and I'm going back to high A. And it just, dude, I just got so mad. Like, I let that affect me so much. So everything that I worked on in the offseason then was just like flushed down the toilet. I just threw like 4 months of work and just put it in the toilet and flushed. So I end up spending like almost the whole year in high A. And I didn't necessarily pitch poorly. Like I didn't pitch bad. It was just inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really, really inconsistent. So the back, I think the last month of the year, I get moved up to double A and I go to the fall league. Now I'm in the fall league and this is like, okay, well, here's some really good players, right? Like this is
Yeah,
a
fall
good
league's
test
great.
for you. Let's see what you do. I go back into camp and the White Sox were really good about they're really good about kind of allowing me to just get my feet under me. So I
Mm-hmm.
had a slow build up. I go to double A. My first start's like 3 innings. I start off the year because I'm confident. I'm like, dude, I could do this. I got this. I go to the year and I just like shove and double A. Shove. I have like a 1.7 ERA and I get moved up to triple A like 6 weeks later. So I spent that whole year in Charlotte. It's like my first taste of like,
The doorstep.
this is baseball, buddy. Like this
Yeah.
is baseball. So I make my debut funny now in Durham on a Friday night. And there's like 14,000 people here and the crowd size doesn't matter to me, but it's like the first guy that steps in the box is Jonathan Aranda, right? We're like, so
Mm-hmm.
AAA is almost 2 months into the team. So these guys got a couple hundred at bats. Well, I turn around. I don't know why I turned around. Pitch clock, something. Like there's a lot of things going on. It's my first time using pitch comm. It's my first time with ABS. The umpires called balls and strikes. I've never met this catcher before. He barely speaks English. And Jonathan Aranda set the box. And I turn around. He's got 15 homers and he's hitting 386. I'll never forget it. I was like,
Like
the first thing that
this
went to
is
my
it.
head is, why is this guy here? I was like, why is he here? And now you see what
Mhm.
Aranda's doing in the big leagues and being able to play with him. He's unbelievable player. But he just like snowmans until I throw a strike. So it's like 2-0 and I throw him a strike and then he snowmans again. And so it's like 2-2. And then that ended up going like 9 pitches and he just basically took 4 of them. Like he shouldn't even have been in the box for 4 of the pitches. And now I'm like starting to understand, like, okay, these are real hitters. These are guys who have a real approach. These are guys who aren't afraid of me or who don't think my fastball's big or who don't think my stuff can beat them. And now it's like a cat and mouse game. And now I'm like, okay, well, I thought I knew how to pitch, but do I know how to pitch? So my first few starts in AAA actually go really well. I throw 6 and give up 4. I came out, I had 2 runners on base. I remember this, they got cashed. So it would have been 6-2. I was 5 2/3. It should have been 6-2, whatever. And it ends up being 5 2/3 and 4. And then I go out there, my next start, I throw 5-1. My next start's like 5-1. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to the show. Like, I'm going to the
show.
Vegas. Like, the White Sox weren't playing very good.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys were hurt up in the big leagues. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to the big leagues. There's just one more. And to naturally, you tell yourself down, what do you go out there and do? You do too much. You do too much. And
Yep.
it's just like the rest of the year, dude, it was just a constant battle of me trying to do too much. And it just was like
you're
a
trying to get something that
downhill
wasn't like all that stuff was out of your control
Yeah.
too. I think that's a lot of guys don't understand is, there's a lot of things that you can't control. Like when are you going to get called up? Where are you going? And that's stuff that you kind of have to wash, but it's a learning experience. You can't just do it.
Yeah, because
I can tell you that and no one's going to be like, oh, okay. Then they forget about it. And 2 minutes later.
And I think the tough part about it is it's like, if I'm a first rounder or second round guy who got 7 figures as a signing bonus, that becomes a lot
Mhm.
easier to be like,
Yep.
oh, dude, like I'm getting there about what my time is. But when you're a 21st rounder and you've been grinding in the minor leagues for like 4-ish years at this point, like, and you get there and you start having some success, you're like, dude, I want it. I want it so
I
bad.
know.
Like how can you almost like pace yourself? And I had no idea how to pace myself. Like I was like, I'm just going, I'm just doing it. And it was almost like I tried to manhandle baseball again. Like I didn't just try to like be the kid that threw strikes, 7 pitches, understood how to get guys out, how to throw this pitch when, I didn't like, I didn't do the things that I was good at well. And that was why I struggled. So it was this in Charlotte, dude. Like, and it was like this, and it was like you didn't see me. Like it was bad.
High highs, low lows.
Yeah. Like the lows were bad. That was the first time in my career where I'd really, really struggled. I was just like, I was so in my head, man, because like I was struggling for the first time. Like I was like, thought I was great. Then I was like, maybe I'm not good enough. So that off season rolls around. Like, I'm just like, I'm just trying to reevaluate myself as a baseball player at this point. Like, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? What's not good? What is good? I don't know. So going to spring training, pitch fine. And the White Sox end up releasing me. So okay, like, not really sure what this means now. So at that point in time, like, in a way, I almost thought it was a good thing because I felt like I needed to change the scenery. Like some coaches at the end of the year had actually told me I was too coachable because I actually wanted to get better so bad that year that it was like, hey, dude, like you're too coachable. Just like, I'll never forget that, dude. It was right after the last game of the season in Memphis. And the coach was like, hey, dude, like you're too coachable. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now that the season's over, if the season ended 5 minutes ago and now you want to tell me this, cool. So there had been a lot of turnover. There was a new pitching coordinator. There was new philosophies. They hired new directors of pitching and things like that. And coming in the following year, they wanted me to throw a seam shifted wake sinker.
Okay.
Well, they
I had a question about that.
Like,
so
they had given me like some grip that was like this, like put the thumb right under it and just cut it, dude. Just cut it. And I put the thumb under it and just cut it and it'd be a straight ride ball. So they end up releasing me because they're like, oh, he's not going to be able to do seam shifted wake, even though everything about him, his release, his spin efficiency, his job degree, everything says he can, but he can't. And this was just like a 2-week experiment in spring training. It's like, okay, it's cool. So I was like, okay, well, like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I just went home, hung out for a month, kind of just like continued to work on things and whatnot. And my agent was like, Chase, like, I need you to just go prove that you're healthy and play indie ball. And I was like, no, I'm good. So my agent doing what he does, calls mom, calls like best friend at home, calls like pitching coach. And he's like, yo, look, I just need you guys to touch base. This is a good idea.
Shout out John Shin, right? Shout out John
Shin. So everybody now, I have like 6 text messages within like 20 minutes. Dude, like you should just go to Hagerstown. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, whatever, I'll go. So I go home that night, pack my car, and I start driving that night. So I drive, I'm driving 16 hours to Maryland. I get to Maryland. I'm like, okay, dude, where am I? And why am I here? So like I walk onto like, dude, we practice like, so they were getting a brand new stadium built. The stadium they have there is awesome. Great people there. Like I actually really did enjoy my time there. So we were practicing at like the Frederick Keys Stadium and some like junior college stadium. Cole, when I tell you like this junior college stadium was significantly worse than any, like by far any little league field I've ever played on in my life, worse than any summer ball field I've ever played on in my life. Like it was horrendous, dude. Like our infielders didn't take ground balls because it was risk. So I come from like the fall league and like basically a big league spring training to like this. And like I got guys out there, like someone's like, oh, this guy was in the big leagues with the Rangers and he's wearing his pants above his knees. And like, it's from Long Island. Like there's these 2 Long Island cats out there, like tattooed. One has an earring. And like, I'm just like, dude, what is going on? Like, where am I? Why am I here? Like our pitching coach is Manny Corpus. And he's telling me like my lead leg block's bad because he didn't want me to straighten my leg when I throw. He wants me to bend it. And I'm like, okay, dude, like, I just remember texting John being like, dude, this, what are you doing?
Out of here, dude.
So whatever, we get into the season, the team's horrendous. I'm throwing okay, this, that, and the other. I was starting. And I remember there was a point in time where like things kind of, I wasn't pitching great. And we were in West Virginia. We were playing Charleston, West Virginia, the Dirty Birds maybe. And the manager pulls me in and he looked at me and he was like, hey dude, like, I'm not going to let you start anymore. Like you're just kind of like a middle relief innings eater. I was just like, oh,
this is where it's gone.
I got that. I was like, dude, yeah, that's good. We got that. Okay, great. I'm a middle relief innings eater. As you can imagine, I took that personal. So the kid who starts for me, right, takes my place starting, goes out there and gets hurt. I also want this to be stated that I'm not jealous because this kid is now the best man at my wedding.
Did you?
Like more people, like I want you guys to know how much I loved indie ball and how cool the guys are there. I have more guys coming to my wedding from indie ball than I do affiliated baseball. And I played indie ball for 5 weeks. That's how close that team is with me. That's how much I love
Wild.
those guys. We have a group chat, talk all the time. We have a dynasty fantasy football league. We're always chopping it up in there. Like one of the most important time periods regarding baseball in my life. So Nick gets hurt and I come in, I throw like 2 innings, whatever. And so the next week, Mace, our manager at the time, comes in, Mark Mason. He's like, hey, you're going to have to start on Tuesday. Okay. I was like, okay, I'm a middle relief hitting theater though. We got
Not
that
anymore.
on tape. So I go out there, I throw 7 scoreless. Sunday rolls around, I have to start again. I go out there, I throw 7. I think I gave up 1 unearned run and punched out like 12. So I'd thrown 14 scoreless innings and punched out like 22 that week. So I text John, I'm like, what do you need? He's like, just let me do my job. So like 6 hours later, I get a phone call. He's like, hey, you're going to be a national. Don't say anything. You're not pitching on this day. Just go and kick rocks for 3 days. So Nick had gotten hurt. Hagerstown released Nick. So Nick and I went back to Long Island where he's from, hung out at the beach, did whatever. So I go to the Nationals org and I'm like, okay, well, like I got a fresh start. They sent me back to AA, which I wasn't happy about, but I was like, I have an opportunity. But all of this time, and this is what's funny, all this time in Hagerstown, I was throwing a sinker. Like I was like, I'm just going to work on a sinker. Like I'm just going to do it. Sinker was really good. And I kind of like reinvented myself. Like I was like, the White Sox wanted me to throw a hard gyro and I was throwing a sweeper and the sweeper was like my strike pitch. It was comfort. I had really good feel for it. I could, backdoor it to a lefty. I could do all these different things with it. And they took it away from me and the gyro wasn't great. So it was just like, okay, in Hagerstown, I was like, dude, I'm going to do what I want to do. Like, I'm going to do what I want. So like, I'm going to throw the sinker. I'm going to turn the gyro into a cutter. I'm going to throw this sinker. I'm going to keep throwing my 4-seam. I'm going to throw my curveball too.
Yeah. Throw whatever you want.
I'm going to throw all of a sudden. Yeah. I just like, it's kind of like found my arsenal. Like, I don't know. There was the cutter. It was good. So I get to AA Harrisburg and I would toy around with the sinker because they really liked my 4-seam, high extension, good for all these different things. So I was throwing it and sure enough, the cutter that I invented myself in Hagerstown was my best pitch. I pitched to like almost less than a 2 ERA in Hagerstown in like 80 innings. So they called me and they're like, hey, we want you to go to the fall league. And I was like, cool. So
okay.
Now we're like doubling back on this whole, like everything that was is now again. Right. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I did this once already. Like I know what I'm going to do now.
Yeah. You're getting yourself into
So I go out there
now.
in the fall league. Yeah. I go out there in the fall league and I'm like, I'm just going to fill it up, dude. Like, so again, like I was throwing the split at that point in time. Like I was just ripping splitters and the splitter was like 90 and 0 and 12 or negver. It was like 88 to 90. So I go out there in the fall league and it was like auto 2 strikes, auto punchy. I gave up a homer. So I thought I was only going to go 2 innings in my first outing in the fall league. Well, I go 3. So I go out there 3-0 count and I give up a homer in my 3rd inning to lead off the inning. The next guy I walk. That was my only walk of the fall league. I punched out 25 and walked 1 in like 17 innings. So I ended up getting named a fall star. We ended up going on to win the championship. And it was kind of one of those things where I was like, I remember after the fall league, my parents picked me up and we were driving home and we got into our neighborhood and like, my mom was like, are you happy to be home? And I was like, yeah, I'm happy to be home. But I was like, I knew I was resilient, but I didn't know I had that in me to like have the full circle moment of like, okay, I'm going into camp with the White Sox. I get released. I'm home for a month. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to play baseball again. I'm starting to think like, oh, am I going to go back to school? What am I going to do? Like, what should I do? And that was like a real mental battle for me to like going to play indie ball to like, what am I doing? Like I'm living in an attic. I don't have AC. We have 1 bathroom and there's like 8 guys living in this house and I'm the only American. To signing with the Nationals, to going and being a fall star, to winning a championship, and honestly like re-putting my name back on the map.
Yeah.
To like having a conversation about like potentially getting added to the 40 after that year, like all of these different things. And I'm like, that was crazy. Like if you put that on a piece of paper in front of me at the beginning of 2024 and told me that was going to be my year, I would have bet you every dollar I had to my name that was not
happening.
It was incredible. It was like the most, that year defined me and molded me more than anything else in my life, I think. Just from like you can take this from me, but you'll never be able to take like what's inside of me from me. You know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
take the jersey, but you can't take the hunger inside of me. And it was funny because I like told my mom I'm a hungry dog. So like my mom always used to like send me a text and be like, go be the hungry dog or something. It was
No, I
hysterical.
like that metaphor. I love it.
Yeah, like, and I just told her I was like I said to her I was like the hungry dog runs faster. You know what I mean? Like I'm the hungry dog. Like now I have more of a purpose. I have more of a why. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you don't think I'm good enough? Like, okay, you don't think I can throw this sinker? Cool. So the Nationals were still kind of fringy on the sinker. I go back into spring, and that was cool. This was a cool offseason for me because living in like the Jupiter area and having the Nationals in West Palm, I was able to train
You're down
at
straight.
the spring training complex all offseason.
That's nice.
So I was with guys like Mackenzie Gore, Jackson Rutledge, Mitch Parker. Like we had James Wood was there a bunch. Like we had a really good little group there, and there was like 6 or 7 of us. And being able to see how Mackenzie Gore worked every day, and like he's an impressive person because like Mac was there at 8 a.m. every day, dude. Like I had like a 45-minute drive there, so I'm up early, and like I didn't want to be like any later than 8 a.m. because like Mac was strolling in, he had parked in the same spot every day. He was in there, he was doing his stuff, he was quick, his catch play was meticulous, like. And so like for me, I was like, oh dude, like that guy sets the example. Like if I want to be in the big leagues, like that's what I need to be doing. Like I want that guy to have my back. So camp rolls around, and they're like, yeah, hey, we're not going to invite you to big league camp. And I took that personal too. Like I was like, okay, whatever. They had signed some international guys. There was just a lot of things outside of my control, but I did a better job of being like, okay, well, like I have an opportunity, right? Like I walk in now and I have a locker because for a while I didn't. So my perspective had really changed. So I go to Rochester, which I was also a fringe guy going to Rochester that year. Like someone got hurt at the very last minute, and that's why I ended up going to Rochester. So they give me a start the last day of spring training against the Cardinals, and it's like it's the Cardinals opening day lineup, and I throw 3 scoreless innings. They give up 1 hit to Nolan Arenado, and it's a broken bat. So now like I really have some confidence. I'm like, okay, I gave up 1 run in 8 innings in big league camp. Like I'm good. Like I know I'm a good player. Like I can do this. So I go into Rochester, and I have like a blazing
something like that.
I go and I have like a blazing hot start, dude. I had like 15 or 16 straight starts of like 5 innings or more with 3 or less runs. Like I was being unbelievably quality. And I'm like, it's only a matter of time until I get called up. It's only a matter of time until I get called up.
Dude, I think that's when we started talking was 25.
Yeah.
And I remember following you along in the Rochester journey because they'd always, for some reason, you always were on the social media for them too over there at Rochester.
Yeah. So. Well, I think something that's important for people is like something that I've had to realize, or honestly, I'll give the credit to this to my parents because my dad and my mom have always told me like the most important thing is like being a good person. Like my dad told me, like going into college, he was like, if you want people to respect you, not like you, respect you, know everyone's name, be good friends with the clubhouse staff, be good friends with the lowest people on the totem pole. Like when you walk in and the people who clean your clubhouse every day, like the janitors, the lady who's mopping, whatever it might be, like understand her name, like know their names. Like that's gonna like people are gonna be like, oh, like dude, Chase, I love Chase, like that guy, and you've done nothing to them besides just make an effort to know their name. So I saw kind of like the impact that not for me, the impact that had on people at Tulane, and that like I was like, dude, that's crazy that me just knowing somebody's name gets them juiced. Like, that's unbelievable that the fact that because I know the janitor's name, he's like, dude, what's up, Chase? Like, great job last night.
Yes.
And
follow
like,
you along.
Like, how do you know that guy's name? And I'm just like, I just care. And it was like funny. So I've always made it this point to like be a better person than player, because if you're a great player, but you're not a good person, the player you are just completely eludes you. Nobody cares. Like, if you're a phenomenal player, but everyone hates you, like everyone's going to be like, okay, how good he is. He's a douche. Right. So I think like everywhere I go, I just try to like make myself available. Like I try to like be friendly. I want to be approachable. I want to be a good person. Like I want to be good representation for the Rochester Red Wings, the Durham Bulls, the Tampa Bay Rays, whomever it might be. I want to be a good representation of SSK. I want to be a good representation of you. Like, you know me, you invited me to be on your podcast. Like, I want you to be like, yeah, like I'm proud to have that guy on my podcast.
Of course.
If he has a 1 million ERA, I'm proud of him because he's a good person. Like,
always proud.
I care more about that because I think that it's so easy to get lost. Like, you want to be this player. Like, you want to be Garrett Cole. Like, you just want to be the best, or Paul Skeens or Scooble. But it's like, dude, like you have to be a good person too. Like, those guys didn't get there. Like, I thought that story, I don't know, did Libby Dunn post it where like Skeen stopped at like a little league field on
Yeah,
his way
yeah,
home
yeah. It
and
was
just
like
like
a
hung out
bunch
with
of
the
different
guy?
ones.
Wow, like
Tops posted it. I think MLB
like
posted
dude,
it.
like
Everybody
that's
was
like
posting it.
yeah, like that's just grade A stuff, dude. Like that's just being a good human. Like that's somebody who's like, I can easily drive past this field or I can go make like 20 kids' lives. Like these
Yeah,
kids are gonna roll in and be able to talk about for the rest of their life. Oh my gosh, Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens came to my little league practice and didn't know anybody. He just strode past and was like, I'm gonna come hang out and play catch with them. Like
yes.
you just changed some kid's life. Like you just gave some kid that maybe wasn't a good baseball player or doesn't have a ton of talent, like more purpose to work to become a better baseball player. Maybe he's
Well, I
like,
think
I
that's
don't want to play baseball, but I want to be a manager or like an
right.
analyst or a front office person. Like baseball is there's so much opportunity in the game. There's so much room for everyone in the space in their own way.
Hmm.
And like, you don't have to impact people just as a player. You can impact people as a person that makes them more interested in baseball.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's like starting this and then starting seeing pitching and like growing and be able to talk to guys like you is people don't understand. It's like you guys are just you're just dudes, man. You're just doing something. You're good at something, and then it just happens to be kind of put on a pedestal of like, oh, you're a big leaguer, or you know what I mean. And so, you're a professional baseball player, like you guys are just want to just chill. You just want to have conversations and like you're not a robot. Is where I'm trying to get to. You know what I mean? Like there's totally there's a lot of guys I talk to that are very, very wealthy and rich guys playing baseball. Dude, they just want to talk baseball, man. They don't even care about anything else. They just want to talk and be nice, and they just want to be. They just want to find an edge to be a better ball player.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because like I'm now fortunate enough to be around like a lot of really cool people, whether that
Mm-hmm.
is obviously baseball players, golfers, with Avery
Mm-hmm.
and Mike
Yep.
and then like football players, just all these different people that I've come in contact with. And it's like the one thing I've learned is just like we're all people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we're all just people, dude. Like just because my job is to throw this white dot doesn't make me scary. I'm not like above you because I throw this.
No.
We are all equal. Like I promise you, because if I was to go walk down to the coffee shop that I did this morning and the only person who recognized me was Joe Boyle because that's my teammate. And I was like, Joe,
Yeah.
the coffee guy, the barista was like, what's up, man? What do you want this morning? He didn't care who I was. And I ordered a coffee. He made a great coffee. And like, here we are now. But it's just like, I hold this thing where it's like, nobody cares about me as soon as I take my uniform off in a way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
nobody cares. Like if I walk into Whole Foods tonight, no one's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's Chase Solesky, the baseball player. We need to clear this aisle for it. No, like I'm a normal human being just like you, dude. Like let's talk ball. Let's talk about coffee. Let's talk golf.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. And it's just, I think for me, like somebody I had heard, so Chris Getz was the farm director with the White Sox and he had
Okay.
made a statement one day. He would do these like little camp meetings, right? And this was at the time where like I wasn't a super confident individual, but he had made this
Mm-hmm.
comment and he's now the GM of the White Sox. I personally, I like Chris. He always treated me well. I think he's done a really good job with the White Sox. All those young guys were my teammates through the minor leagues. Like
Mm-hmm.
super cool to see them doing their thing. I love that for them. They all deserve it. But Chris had made a comment. He said that the single best way to prolong your career outside of being an all-star or an elite performer is to be an elite professional. And an elite professional is somebody who just does things the right way. Like
Mm-hmm.
you go about your business the right way. You show up on time. You dress well. You look right. You treat people well. You clean up after yourself. You just do all the little things right. And that doesn't mean that people need to see it because he also made the statement is that being a professional, you can't be a fake professional because being a professional is a daily task. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something that you can do for a week and then give up. Because if you see somebody at the grocery store or the coffee shop, if you look like a slob, you're not a professional,
Right.
right? Dress for the job
Mm-hmm.
you want, not the job you have. Like all these different
Bingo.
little things. And I was like, okay, well, like, I think I do a good job of that now, but like, I really want to do a good job of that because I want to prolong my career.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started to realize like, I enjoy doing this. Like, I actually don't have to change much about what I'm doing or how I'm acting or anything like that. Like, I just need to do it more. Like, I just need to embrace
Yeah.
it more. And I think that that's an important lesson for people because I think everyone wants it to be like, my fastball is this, or my changeup is this, or I hit this many
Mm-hmm.
home runs. But it's like, that's great, dude. Like, the odds tell you you're not going to be a big leaguer. So just be a good professional. I wish there was somebody who like taught that more, or talked about that more, but they don't.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's also it takes a lot of effort to be a professional too, and it's not always the most comfortable path or easiest as well because it takes a lot of effort to do a lot of that stuff as far as every single day. Then I always tell a lot of people, they ask me a question like, oh, I want to do something. I'm like, okay, well, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to make something a habit. So start the clock, start doing something. And whether it's working out or whatever the case may be, that's 4 to 6 weeks. And that's consistency of 4 to 6 weeks. And then now you don't even think about it. It's just wired in your brain.
Just like a little bit of discipline. And it's also just like a tad more effort. Like when you really think about it, I used to be fringy on making my bed, right? Not because like I'm a slob, like I wouldn't throw pillows anywhere. Like some days I would just get up like for a day game. Like if we had a day game at, I don't know, a noon game on a Sunday, I'd be like, it's an 8 clubhouse open. Like I'm waking up at 7:30. Like I'm just going to roll out, shower up, brush my teeth and head over to the field. Now I'm like, it literally takes me 2 minutes to make my bed. I'm just going to take the 2 minutes to make my bed because when I get home at 5 o'clock, I'd be so happy. It's just like, it's a tad more effort, right? And you're right. Like habitually, like professionals do things a lot better. I've learned that. Like when you walk into a major league clubhouse, like there's not a ton of people sitting around because their habits are really good. Like guys are like in the weight room doing the prep. They're getting their lift in when they can. They're on the field doing their defensive work. They're base running. Whatever the coaches bring to them, right? Like pitchers are always doing things with the analytics staff, the pitching coaches, their bullpen work, whatever it might be. Like everyone's habits are just so good that nobody's ever sitting around. Like there's very little idle time. Like guys are always trying to make the most of their day at the ballpark. Like, so guys who like sit in the clubhouse and they're like, I'm cool with playing cards. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, there's probably an hour a day where you're going to sit around. If you want to play cards with the boys, that's part of it. I love it. I think it's great. But if you're sitting around scrolling Instagram or TikTok, whatever people watch in your locker, like you should probably like go do something. You know what I mean? Like there's probably something you could be doing. And that's just how I like to think of things.
And a swing and miss.
I had a question. I think a lot of guys don't understand the routine that comes from becoming a starter. Like you're staying in your routine. Let's say you're on a 5-day schedule, whatever the case may be. You know what you're doing 2, 3, 4, and then 5, you're starting. When you're a reliever, like how much has your routine changed going from not knowing when you're going to throw to every 5th day and so forth? How has that changed for you?
It's been interesting. My whole career, I've been a starter. I've always been a starter from high school to this year. I mean, I've made a few relief appearances, but it's like, hey, you're going to piggyback. They've been planned instances.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing is the days you're not pitching as a starter, you're preparing to pitch, right? So if I pitched yesterday, today through, what was yesterday? Sunday, today through Friday, Monday through Friday, I'm preparing to pitch Friday, right? As a reliever, I am preparing to pitch today, every day. So every day that you show up to the field, I'm pitching. I'm going out there and like, I'm doing my job every day. Because at the end of the day, my job is to pitch. So you're preparing yourself to perform. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot.
Your body,
like
prepping your body.
There's obviously, if I go out there and I throw, if I throw 2 ups, so if I throw 2 innings, I'm probably not pitching the next day in AAA. However, if I throw 2 ups in the big leagues, I'm available the next day. So you have to find a way to mentally prepare yourself to go there every day with the intent that I'm pitching. And as a starter, I would show up and like, I was really excited to just have like a work day. Like I'd go in, I'd like crush mobility, I'd crush arm care, I'd get I'd get a phenomenal lift in. I would go do like a nice long toss session. I would good weighted balls. Like something I really enjoyed were like my bullpen days, because my bullpen days were my days to kind of like have ideas or have thoughts about the outings, how my body was moving, the pitch shapes. It would give me an opportunity if I was struggling with my changeup or my cutter to throw 10 or 12 of them and be like, okay, yeah, like this is what I'm trying to feel. Like this is what I want, whatever it might be. And now I don't have that. So it's like my time to feel things out is catch play, and I need to be able to pitch that night. So
can't overdo it for sure.
If I'm up on the mound, I just want to throw like 5 to 7. Like I just throw like 5 to 7, and most of it's like, okay, I'm going to throw a sinker or 2. I'm going to throw a sweeper or 2. I'm going to throw a couple changeups. Like I'm honestly, I don't have much time to work on things. I have more time to prepare myself to do. And as a starter, I feel like it's a lot of working on things. There's a lot of, okay, I'm going to have the day after, I'm going to crush a lift. I'm going to do really good mobility. I'm going to prepare my body to feel hopefully better on day two. Day two is going to roll around. I'm going to get a good lower in. I'm going to do some training room stuff. I'm going to prepare myself for a day three bullpen. Day three's rolling around. Obviously, good mobility session, nice long toss, mound work, however long that may be. Going to sit down, spitball some ideas with the analyst and the pitching coach. Like, hey, what do you guys think we need to work on this week? I thought on the last start, I did a really good job executing sweepers, backdoors, and sinkers front hip, but the fastball up's been eh. So let's dominate that today. Let's get the strings out. Let's set the lines at the top. Let's work that, right? Good lift after day four is probably like, hey, I'm just preparing myself. I'm going to do some kind of primer CNS thing, get myself ready to pitch on day five, right? And obviously after all of that, I'm doing recovery stuff, training room, soft tissue, hot, cold tub, normative sleeves, all of those different little things that my days were just much more full as a starter until game time. All right. So from 1 o'clock to 6:45, like I'm cooked. I'm doing it. You probably don't see me. And Avery hates it because I'm never on my phone. I was never on my phone as a starter. And now as a reliever, like I do my hour and a half of mobility stuff to prepare myself to go out there and play catch. I take my catch play very seriously because that is my time to really work on things. I'm in the training room. I do a little prep work for my shoulder stretch. I go play my catch. I do my running. I come inside. I eat something. I'll hang out for an hour. And then about an hour and 20 minutes before game time, I have like a little prep work routine that I do just to kind of like loosen up my hips and my spine. I'll go in the weight room. I'll do that. I'll jump in the whole tub or the hot tub, flash in the cold tub, shower, put my uniform on, and then I'm out in the field. So my routine as a reliever's changed just a lot.
Right.
Like
a ton.
Yeah, it's just it's different from
mentally.
like,
How are you doing on that? Is mentally it's just a whole transition for you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing mentally for me is it's like I'm a guy who has a high motor. I like to go. I want to do a lot. So I'm trying to navigate like, am I doing too little? I'm trying not to do too much. Like, where's the sweet spot? If like you have this, these kind of barriers and it's like too little, too much, like how can I find like the middle ground? So I'm just trying to like play with the dials a little bit to like, okay, hey, yeah, I really like this. I really like that. This is good. Where can I change? Where can I adjust? Just, it's always, you're always changing. And it's like, honestly, I think the tough part is it's like, the game will kind of dictate when you pitch. Like if the starter goes out there and he throws 7, like my role right now, like I'm throwing in a more extended role. So I'm probably throwing 2 to 3 innings. So I'm not throwing in that game where the starter throws 7, even though I'm like steaming hot that day. In the minor leagues, it's a little bit different. In the minor leagues, it's like, okay, well, he needs to throw today, da-da-da-da-da. But in the big leagues, it's like every day you show up, you don't know, but when the game dictates when you're going to pitch.
For
so
sure.
That's another
you have a
aspect
good idea what's going on.
It's like, yeah, that's another aspect of it is like during the game, in the minor league, somebody has to warm up the left or right field. So how much am I throwing there? Then the 4th inning rolls around. Like now I've been sitting here for an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm kind of cold again. So let me go like get the body a little bit looser. Maybe I'll throw some weighted balls. Maybe I'll do some bands, right? So now I've technically thrown twice today. I've done weighted balls twice. I've done bands twice. I've already played catch. Okay, whatever. Sometimes I'll throw 1 inning. 7th inning rolls around. Okay, hey, like I know I need to throw today. 7th inning's going to roll around. Like now I'm going to do bands and weighted balls again. Now I'm going to throw them out. So I've done weighted balls 3 times today. I've done bands 3 times today. And I've also pitched
your load.
Yeah. So that's something that I've had to work on is trying to just like, how do I keep myself loose without not feeling too cold? Because I'm just not a guy. I struggle because my whole career I've always been ultra hot. I've been very warmed up when I've gone to play catch and thrown a game. And now I can sit out there for 2.5 hours and all of a sudden it's like, hey, Chase, you're in the game. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do some of these and some of these.
Hopefully
and here
it works.
We go. But
did you take, when you did that in the big leagues, what'd you take back with you back to Durham? Is there a lot of stuff as far as what to do in between innings or whatever the case may be for the relievers?
So most big league stadiums, they have like a little room, like a little prep space area for relievers somewhere. Like in Tampa, it's behind the right field wall. Like if you ever go to a game, you might see a reliever's back behind the left field wall or the right field wall. Like there's a bathroom and like a little prep space down there. Like there's some weighted balls, some bands. There's a mound if you want to do some mound plyos or like even just the foam rollers, a couple med balls. Like just have a little space. So it's a little bit easier to just kind of like get out of the way and like, okay, I can go and like get myself loose. If I want to roll out, they have a TV in there so you can watch the game. If I want to go roll out, do like some actual prep work stuff, like versus like sit on the warning track in Durham. And just, it's just very different. And
Yeah.
I'll say this, the adrenaline of pitching in any baseball game is very high. The adrenaline of pitching in AAA and whatever the score of the game is, and the adrenaline of pitching in a big league game when you're seeing like, okay, I'm getting loose and Vladimir Guerrero is up third.
Yes.
The adrenaline is just a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
That is something
it should be. It should be. It's
it
the
just
cliche of like,
feels-
oh, it's just a game. It's just the same game. It's not. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's like, it's funny because it's like people in the golf space, right? Like, I don't know how much you golf. We haven't really talked about that, but like, if I asked you what golf tournament was this weekend, you probably couldn't tell me, but the Masters was this week, you would know.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Masters is just like a little bit more important, just enough to where like everyone knows about it. Like if you see a Masters logo, like everyone kind of knows about it. That's like, the PGA Tour is very important. Any PGA Tour event is sick. But if you play in the Masters, it's like for whatever reason, you just play in the Masters. Like the Masters may as well be above the PGA Tour. Like that's just Major League Baseball. It's just like, it's the same thing. It's just, it's like a little bit more important. Like you just feel it a little bit more. So it was slightly easier there to just be like, I also saw it coming. Like I saw the game, like we were starting to win by a few and I'm like, okay, well, like this is kind of like my position.
Yeah, I knew
right
you were
here.
going in.
Like
I had a feeling that game too. I
started
was like,
moving
Chase
around,
is
like, I started moving around and then like you get in there and it's like, I don't know. Like I do, it's funny because all the media before the game asked me if I felt prepared. And I was like, I promise you I'm prepared. I've had like 8 years to prepare myself in the minor league. The game just felt kind of slow. Like, I don't know, like you're 60 feet, 6 inches away. Like the uniforms are a little cooler because you've seen them 100 times, but like the baseball feels the same. Like the pitch com sounds the same. The mound's a little bit nicer. The stadium's a little bit bigger, but like, I'm confident in my ability to go out there and throw the ball over the plate. And when I throw the ball over the plate, good things typically happen. Right. Obviously situationally, the game was a little bit weird. We were winning by, I don't know, it was like 12 at one point. It was 8 and then 12. So it was just like, I knew my job was to go in there and fill it up, right? Like go out there, attack, just like, let's keep it moving type of thing. But like at the end of the day, like you're still competing in the big leagues. Like those numbers mean something down the road, especially when it comes to like arbitration, this, that, and the other. Like you want to be trusted in these different situations. So like if this is your first challenge, like complete the first challenge. And I felt like I did a solid job. There are definitely areas, there's always room for improvement, but like I did well at that. So it was just like, I think that's a big thing for people is like, don't make too much of a moment. Like really just kind of like trust the fact that you're prepared for whatever situation you're being put into. Like somebody asked me at one point, like what gives me confidence, right? Like what gives me confidence is not like the result, because my result this year, especially in AAA, has been really tough. But my process has been good. Like I've been unlucky to a point. What gives me confidence is how well I prepare myself. Like I feel like I used to have a lot of performance anxiety, and I felt like my performance anxiety came from like, okay, like, am I going to pitch good? Like, did I do things right this week? Like, was my bullpen good enough? Like, like I skipped a workout. Damn, I went out on Friday night with the guys. Like I would know like, okay, like I didn't have a good week of preparation, and that would give me performance anxiety. But I didn't realize that that's what it came from until like I started being a professional and like really, really, really preparing well. Like I'm not a slave to my routine, but I trust it.
Yeah.
So like,
it's good to have a routine.
I know that. Yeah. Like, and I'm sure you know this too. Like when you go out there every day and you do the same things, like if it's like, we talked about habits. So if you're like, hey, I want you to do whatever drill for this changeup grip or whatever it might be, right? Whatever cue you're trying to coach somebody and you're like, hey, I want you to just do this for 2 weeks during catch ball. And if it doesn't work, good, you tried it. Let's go back to the drawing board. But like, I know you did it. Like we know for positive that that's not going to work.
Right.
Like
I think that's a thing with pitch development. I think a lot of guys don't understand is I'll get asked questions. I'll get a text and they're like, hey, I need help with it. And you do this to me too. It's not like I give it, hey, do this. And people are like, oh, it didn't work today. Okay. Well, one day, just because it didn't do a certain thing doesn't mean that it's not going to work. We got to progress it. And just because there are certain instances that, okay, that definitely did not work. If something that looked good or maybe there was pain, that's where, okay, let's not do that. But if it's like, oh, it's not working. Okay, maybe it's coming off a certain way. We got to keep kind of playing with how that ball's moving or how your front side looks, whatever the case may be. That's kind of, it's just like, it's not going to click immediately. I think a lot of guys, younger guys, don't understand that too.
Yeah, because younger guys are used to getting like immediate gratification now. Like you see TrackMan, like, and if someone's like working on something, they're like, hey, I want you to stay behind it longer. And you see like 20 vert on a heater. It's like, oh, that was great. Sick. But it's like, if you don't have TrackMan or you don't have something to quantify how good it was, like, people don't like that now. And I find that to be interesting because I play a lot of golf. I love golf.
Yes.
So one of my best friends at home, Mike Sweeney, is like a Corn Ferry Tour player, and him and
Okay.
I will like mix and match with equipment in the off season, right? So I was doing some stuff with the driver last off season. He would like, it was funny because he would give me like a different shaft or a different head or change it, and he would always look at me and say, "The first couple don't count. Like the first couple don't count because it's a completely
It's a
different
good piece
feel.
of advice.
Like
Mm-hmm.
the first time you swing this driver, it could be awful,
Mm-hmm.
but it's because like your body's still adapted to swinging the last one. The first time you throw this splitter grip, it could be awful, but your body's still adapted to throwing a kick change. Like it doesn't mean that it's bad. You just have to give it time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I find that to be an interesting
Yes.
thing. Is you're right. Is like somebody will throw something one time, and they're like, "Oh, that was awful," and it's like, dude, just give me like 3 days of it. Just give
For
me like
sure.
3 days. And it's
that's-
funny because it's like the first day may as well not count. If the first day's great, good.
Amazing.
Let's see if it's good on
Beautiful.
day.
Make me look good, right? It's like you make me look good if it
like,
works on day one.
You're right. Like things, like it's, I don't know. Like some days in the off season, like my bullpens are awful. Some days my stuff is great. Like I just don't look too much into it. I want like, I understand that there's a preparation process to it. Like I want to make sure like I feel good, right? Like feeling good is the right thing. You and we talked a lot about some mechanical things this off season, doing my best to kind of implement those things at times. Like for whatever reason, like a lot of people talk about internal rotation in the lead arm. Like I struggle with that, or I come out of it too soon. So like that's a tough one for me. Like I really struggle with that. And I see some guys that are like boom, boom, and it just works. And I'm like, good for you.
Clicks, yeah.
You know, like, yeah, but it takes time. Like it's a day in and day out process. And that's why you play baseball, because no one's perfect at the game. Like the game, you could ask Shohei Ohtani, and I'm sure Shohei Ohtani is going to give you 8 different things he's working on right now as a hitter and a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm positive of it, and he's the best player in the world.
He 100% is, yes. And that's where it comes to, is especially with pitching and throwing, is like you do it every single day. So you've created one of those like habitual motions that are like, it's so hard to kind of break habits when it comes to pitching mechanics. And I tell guys that all the time. They're like, "Oh, I can't get this right." I was like, "Okay, man, like you've been throwing for 17 years. Like it's going to be, and you've been throwing almost the same way. Like we have little minor, as we get stronger and our body adapts, we do have a little bit of changes, but at the same time, it takes a while to get kind of out of those certain habits. Like I remember when I was throwing, I switched to a tuck thumb, and that took me like a long time to kind of, now it's like, I don't even think about it. When I grab a ball, it's automatically here. Or like how I hold my fastball. It's like, it's one of those instances, and I'm not saying go tuck your thumb and that's going to be your key, but for me, it was like more comfort, and I felt a little drag from my thumb when I was throwing fastballs. So I just tucked it, and it took a while. And then honestly, it probably took 2 years before I felt really comfortable throwing with a tucked thumb, a year or two. And then now it's like,
it was,
you don't even think about it.
That was something that was something I struggled with too. Like the White Sox I used to hold my fastball like, so most people hold their fastball with the horseshoe on the outside, right? Facing away from them. When I came in as to pro ball, I held my fastball with the horseshoe and my thumb on the side of it. Like if you go on my Instagram, dude, there's pictures of me throwing fastballs like this in college. Straight supinator. That's why I was throwing 94 mile an hour, 19 ride, and -3 cut balls. And the White Sox were like, "Hey, we think you should tuck your thumb." And I was like, "Cool." And he was like, so this was instruction. He was like, "What you're going to do is you're going to keep a baseball in your car. And when you drive, you're just going to put the baseball in your hand with your thumb under it the whole off season." I did it. And I came back, and that whole season, dude, I would like grip a fastball in game. Like I'd have the glove on. And I'm just like, "Oh, dude, this feels so miserable." And I think I would almost tip my fastball because it was just like, I couldn't get my thumb in the right spot. And I was like, so sometimes I would just go back to it. I would just go back to it and just rip it. But yeah, it takes time, dude. Like you have to let it marinate for a while.
Well, I think that's the name of the game nowadays. But I want you, before we jump off, I wanted to touch base on your engagement with Avery and like her being better at golf than you. Like touch base. Like she's awesome. I follow her, and like, how has that journey been, especially like with this season? Because you got the engagement, you got signed by the Rays, big league camp, and then you get called up twice technically. And that's been a pretty crazy, and then she's working, so she's traveling. So it's just been kind of a crazy relationship for you guys.
Avery Dovsick is, one word to describe her would be, she is a superhuman. That's 2 words, superstar. I think it's very rare in life that you find somebody who outworks you, especially a
Yes.
female as a male. I think
Hmm.
most people that know me would be like, I don't know, like a lot of people have reached out to me about getting called up and debuting and all those things. And like the one thing that's really common is like, dude, you've always worked so hard, things like that. So like, I pride myself on that, right? Like, I want people to feel that about me, but Avery Dovsick works way harder than me. Like, she is crazy, man. Like, what she's accomplished at 26 years old inspires me. It's kind of like okay, buddy, you got to keep up.
Yes.
Like, but no, Avery, my mom growing up was the hardest working person that I knew. My
Hmm.
mom always set the example for me. And, my mom's a business owner. She's very, very, very accomplished. And so I think my example of a woman always growing up was like, she was strong. She showed up every day. It didn't matter the
Yes.
circumstance. She did it. Right? Like
Hmm.
my mom was like, it just didn't matter. Like that was my example, dude. Like I saw my mom doing it and I was like, if my mom can do it today and I don't feel good and she doesn't feel good, why can't I do it? And so I always was like, am I ever going to find somebody that's like that? Because I understand that the impact my mom had on me as a kid. And I saw how hard Avery worked and everything that she's accomplished. And I was like, that's crazy. Like that's,
Hmm.
she might work harder. She works harder than my mom, I think.
That's
Uh,
hey, two pro
but she's
athletes. I
just
mean,
like,
that's not easy for you two, man.
she's
That's
a she's a really she's a really good example of just being self-made. Like Avery didn't come from necessarily a family that was like super well off or like did anything. Like Avery started playing golf in high school. Um, didn't ever take golf lessons. Made herself into a college golfer.
that's wild.
Hustled in college to get a job at the Golf Channel and do like reporting, and then like started a marketing company and just like, dude, she's a hustler. Like she just like everything that she kind of has, she just hustles. And I think the coolest thing about Avery, and I'm very, very blessed about this, is like, dude, she supports me more than she supports herself. She believes in me more than I believe in myself. Like I laugh at this because Avery doesn't let me, she doesn't allow me to be mad after baseball games. Like she doesn't like
I
it.
like that rule. That's a good rule to have.
So yesterday, so I've been struggling with like some little minor injuries lately, and she said, "Great job today. You did the best you could with how you felt." And I said, "Sometimes I just want to throw my phone." And she said, "Okay, I'll talk to you later."
Yeah, throw it. Go ahead.
Like she just, yeah, it's just, she, dude, she's somebody who pushes me every day. It's never a dull moment. She's always like the most vibrant and fun person in the room. I know the video that went super viral on social media of her not being there. Like she got a lot of
People don't understand. Yeah, people don't understand the
Yeah, she
circumstances.
got a lot of slack for that, but yeah, she's flying in right now. She just told me when her flight lands and that the pilot said that she'll get here early. But
Oh, perfect.
yeah,
We'll jump
dude,
off.
she's a superstar. No, she doesn't land for another like 2
Oh,
hours.
we're good.
But yeah, like I don't know why I got so lucky to have Avery in my life, dude. Like stumbled across it, and yeah, man, like somebody who pushes me every day, somebody who wants more for me than I want for myself, and we really have a great relationship. We have a great network of people around us. Our friends are unbelievably supportive. Like my mom and Avery went dress shopping yesterday for my mom's dresses for the wedding,
Perfect.
rehearsal, this, that, there.
Perfect.
And like, I don't know, like that, just like seeing the relationship she has with my mom and like how my mom and her interact, like it's really cool, dude. Like those are things that are more important to me than baseball. So it's
Yeah.
like a lot of things in my life have been changing. And it's like, this offseason was tough, dude. Like going back to, I know you asked this question a super long time ago, but electing free agency, signing with the Rays, big league camp. Dude, I was probably pretty miserable at times this offseason. Like, I don't know how
Hmm.
Avery did it. Because I didn't, the elected free agency thing is a really weird thing. I had a conversation with the coaches in Rochester at the end of last year, and they were like, hey, dude, like the Nationals are going to want you back. Like, don't say no. And I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
yeah, cool. So we were playing the last series in Worcester, and I'm like going into the offseason, and I'm like, okay, yeah, the Nats are going to sign me back.
Just
Like, I'm
waiting. Yep.
good. So obviously they have a bunch of turnover too, right? A ton of turnover at the top. And I don't know what the date is to sign minor league free agents, but I never got a phone call. And yeah, dude, that kind of put me in a bad spot because, like I said, like I was all over Rochester social media. Like
Hmm. Right.
I really enjoyed everyone there, dude. Like the people there, they treated me really well. Like they reinvented my career. They gave me another opportunity. So like I wanted to stay there. Spring training wise, it was a great situation. In the big leagues, it was on the East Coast. So hopefully in due time when I had gotten there, it was going to be easy travel for Avery and my family to get there.
Hmm.
And then it just never happened. And then, you know, I feel as if I have the best agent in baseball.
I
John is
agree.
awesome. Like
He's a
how much
stud.
he cares about me, how much he does in darkness. It's pretty crazy. Like he works in the shadows.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a long off season, dude. Like I probably owe a few sorries to John. I definitely owe a few sorries to Avery and my family because there were some times where I weren't very fun to be around. But yeah, dude, like it was an off season of like my best friend Nick, who's with the Twins, was in town. His story's crazy, dude. 4 years plus of indie ball, 3 surgeries, finally in affiliated baseball. So that was the guy that I put myself with all off season, who just kind of
Hmm.
works harder than me. Crazy guy. Him and I are driving an hour every day to a gym, 3 hours to drive line once a week, staying overnight,
Yeah.
3 hours back the next day. And how supportive Avery was in all this, how the trial and error of everything. The amount of videos that you and I had going back and
Yes.
forth were, dude,
Yeah, you were all
like
over Florida
the
off
videos I think
season.
drive line, like, yeah, man, like on top of that, all just trying to navigate like being a free agent and like, oh, am I gonna have to throw in pro days? Like,
Right.
am I am I gonna get a job? Like, am I gonna have to go to Mexico? And to start the off season, I'm like, I'm a national still, like, yeah, it was a tough off season, man. Like Avery and my mom and Nick like really kept me grounded. But it worked out, dude. Like I was driving back from Driveline with Nick and I get a call from John, and like Nick and I would typically call John and like we would always just like have a good conversation about whatever, like just three
Yeah.
guys chopping it up. And so we just think Don's calling us just to call. And he was like, Chase, like, yo, I need an answer in like 10 minutes. Like, this is the situation. No offer. We didn't know anything, but he was like, we need a yes or a no. And I was like, can I call my mom and Avery? And he was like, well, like, yeah, just make it quick.
Yeah.
And so I
You got
called Avery
2 minutes.
and she was like, yeah. And I called my mom. My mom was like, oh, Tampa, phenomenal. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah. My mom didn't care. She was just like, in Tampa,
Yeah.
great.
Anybody at this
Uh,
point, anybody, but it was close.
and my
So it
aunt lives
worked.
in Port Charlotte.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
No, dude, it was so early. It was early for a starting pitcher free agent. Like it was early January. But it's stressful, dude. Like it's really stressful. So I say yes, I sign. A few days later, they invite me to big league camp. It was crazy, man. Like I feel like I owe it more to them for how well
Hmm.
they kept me together. Because, dude, you know how it is, man. Like you work so hard for something, and there's so much uncertainty in this world, especially baseball, dude. Like it's really hard to keep your head on straight and not have negative thoughts. But I've learned that,
It's tough in
yeah,
today's world for sure. The negative thoughts always they're everywhere.
yeah, thoughts without like a hard fact behind them are merely just a thought. Like you can have a thought come into your head, but you can stop the thought.
Hmm.
So just I've tried really hard to kind of read a little bit more and try to like do a little bit more work on the mental side of the game, because there's the famous quote, what is it? Like baseball's 90% mental and 10% physical, but
Hmm.
100% of the work we do is physical.
Yeah.
So it doesn't add up. Like trying really hard to just kind of stay grounded. Like
Hmm.
it goes back to the like I'm a person, not a baseball player comment. Like I'm successful in life outside of baseball and all these different things. So dude, it was crazy, man. Like I've always believed that I was going to get to the big leagues. Like, was I sure that it was going to be this opportunity? No,
Right.
but like how well the Rays kind of, how well they tell you what you do great is
Hmm.
how simple they make it. The Rays make it very simple. Kyle Snyder, dude, like best in the game. The pitching staff that they have in the big leagues and that they surround you guys with here is like second to none. Like they're very, very smart individuals. They know what they're talking about. Like there's a reason why year after year Tampa Bay pitching is very good. Kyle Snyder is the man, dude. Like unbelievable, great guy, great human being, great baseball mind. Clearly,
Hmm.
he treats me like he's known me for 10 years. I really appreciate that. So I think that the situation I walked into gave me the best opportunity for success with the race. It's been crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah. It's been crazy to watch, at least from afar, and being a friend of yours and being able to text back and forth or call, whatever the case may be. It's been cool to watch that journey and see how you really have grown, and making your debut and so forth has been really fun to watch. I mean, we didn't know if it was going to come or how long or when it was,
yeah, we
or
didn't know when.
so it was just one of those. I think you texted me like 1 in the morning or something. I don't even remember. I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
were.
I was like, what is
I
this guy? I think
texted.
I
I
got home from
think.
the gym at like 11 p.m. my time, and I was like, why is this guy texting me this late? What's going on? Because you're on the East Coast, and then I was like, all right, this guy's going to the big leagues, and it was just one of those moments. It's like, I honestly played 0% part in it. I was
No,
like,
you
we've known each
definitely
other.
played a part.
No, but we've known each other like very small. Like SSK was our kind of our introduction to each other. You being one of the pro guys, so I was like, okay, Chase Solesky, who's this guy? And, over the years, last year or two, we chatted, and then so it's just been cool to see you kind of grow and go from being on the doorstep and then getting up there finally, and watching you on the TV and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of fun to watch your journey.
And strike 3 called. He is out of there.
How has it been for you to kind of, now it's cool for me to see you have relationships with all these different guys across the league. When you started CN pitching, did you ever feel like you would have as much of an impact on players and relationships with players as you do now? Like seeing I remember when you had 5,000 followers, it may be less than that. When I started following you, like if I go on my Instagram and look at like following and then click earliest, like you're in like the top 100 of my earliest followers. Like going back, I remember like you'd post stuff about changeups, and that's when I was trying to find my changeup, and I would like go to the field the next day and like throw it or do it. And then obviously our good buddy Tyler Beatty, you and him had that relationship, and you would post him, and I was like, okay, well, like nasty changeup. So like, what is it like for you to kind of like to have grown this community, CN pitching, to grow that brand, and now like see the impact that you have on the game, like guys mentioning you in interviews, like kind of getting your flowers that you did. Like that's got to be really cool for
me. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I never really wanted any flowers by any means, but it's one of those things where you start the page and you're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we're doing. I said this on the introduction of just like starting it because I was just didn't enjoy working in an office, and then B, I was trying to get a high school coaching job. So it was just, I was like, okay, let's start a page. And then you realize how hard it is to grow it. And I remember just sitting there with like 2,400 followers, just posting, and people would ask me questions, and then, it just all of a sudden would take off. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. Guys are reaching out. You see a blue check mark follow from, an MLB All-Star, and you're like, okay, this is weird. And they actually message you a question. And it's one of those instances of like, I don't know, you didn't really know where it was going to go. We had no idea. So like, and then you get reached out by SSK, and they're like, we want to make customs for you. And I'm like, I'm not even a big leaguer, dude. What are we doing here? Like, why am I getting a customized glove, or whatever the case is? So, and being a partner with those guys. So and then partnering with like Rapsodo and like getting my hands on like information I never had really any knowledge of. I grew up, I didn't have, we had similar scenarios of like, we weren't travel kids or showcase guys. So I mean, what the heck was a, IVB? What does that mean? Is it a good number? Is it bad, high, low? What do you want? So it's getting my hands on that stuff. But yeah, man, it's been kind of a journey. And I think starting this podcast is going to make it kind of even more of a growth spurt for everybody. But I mean, I'm at the point now where I get to talk to guys that are doing stuff I wish I could do. And, it's fun to kind of be a little part of the journey and help guys. And, you see guys throwing in the big leagues that we worked on something 2 weeks ago and that they're doing it. And it's pretty rewarding, but at the same time, it's like, I always dreamed big. I always thought, oh dude, I'm going to have like the movie, The Rookie story. I'm going to go try out and make it, always had that dream. But helping guys is really just, it's so gratifying, and helping guys like yourself. And honestly, it's not like I'm sitting here and like saying I'm the reason you made it to the big leagues. Cause honestly, you were probably going to be in the big leagues if you didn't know me. So it kind of worked out that way. That was a small part of your journey.
You need to give yourself more credit though, because I think you've done a really cool job. You've made your brand a lot about the best pitch in baseball, right? Like,
try to, yeah.
Everyone knows why. Like, if you look at the percentage usage of changeups via the Tampa Bay Rays, it's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
finally,
if you ask 99% of hitters, what is the one singular pitch they would eliminate from baseball? It will always be the changeup. A good changeup is the first thing they will eliminate. So I think when you have guys DM you and you put up something that they're trying to understand or they're trying to work on, or it's like, hey, like my pitching coach is telling me this, but I have no idea what it means. Can you explain it? And you give them that thing and it makes sense to them. Or it's always the people, it's always the guys like you, because you become like family to us, right? It's not like, okay, you're my boss telling me to do this. You and I are boys. We're having dialogue about this. Hey, this is how it feels. What do you think? Like, what should I change? Like, okay, I'm throwing the kick change. Should I have it here? Should I move this finger here? Should I spike it on the inside? Should I go no seam? Should I go further? Like, we're having these dialogues about these things. And it's like, I don't feel like you're judging. I don't feel like you're like, hey, dude, he needs to go back to AAA to work on his changeup. Like, you and I are doing these things, and we're doing it underground in a way. And it's like, it's been cool to kind of like, you do deserve your flowers, because you put out some really, really good information, dude. Like, but you know what, dude? You know what I've learned? People pay $7,000 for 6 months to a year to go to a place to train and don't even get the information that they could buy in a $50 book. Let's call it 50 bucks.
Yeah.
And they go, and someone's gonna someone at that $7,000 place bought your book, read your information, is now teaching it to somebody for 7 G's. So it's like, it's interesting, dude. Like, you've really, it's been cool to kind of see the brand you've built around like the change up and partnering with places and like having your own merch and then getting your gloves and things along those lines. So it's been, I don't know, it's been cool. It's been rewarding to see you do well.
It's really rewarding seeing like guys like you make your big league debut and do well and throw 3 innings in the big leagues. And you know those are stuff that's like, I was glued. Even all my girls are watching. They're glued to the TV and watching guys like you. And so it's really fun to watch that stuff. And yeah, I appreciate the kind words. It wasn't really meant for me to be, a brand. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna be doing it for this long. 2020, it's been 8-ish years since I started it. I didn't think it was gonna be where we could have a podcast and, we'll see, we get some listeners and got gloves and, be able to kind of grow it to what it is today and have a website and people kind of know who Seeing Pitching is. I messaged you and I was like, hey, are these gloves that good? I see you using them. And then you were like, bar none, top notch. And I was like,
I love them.
Let's give them a try. So
yeah, I mean, this is the one they sent me for Mother's Day. I've played catch with it like 3 times. I like my gloves stiff. Like,
yeah, I'm exactly the same way.
This one's cool for me. Like, yeah, I love yours.
Because
I
don't use it. Yeah, these guys, dude, they're killing.
Like, they do such, dude, their product's so good. Like, I think something that I appreciate when it comes to SSK is, like, I say this a lot, but it's funny because you see guys get like a Rawlings, right? Like, you see guys get like a Rawlings Pro Preferred, and that used to be like the glove. And now like guys are taking them out of the box, playing catch with them one day and then using them in game that night. And I'm just like, that's not like, that's not how a glove should be. And it's like, my gloves, they last so long. Like, I'm a glove.
Because Zach was talking to you about at Driveline. Zach was like, oh man, I need to talk to Chase about it. I was like, his contract was up with Rawlings and he was thinking about if he wanted to do something. I was like, dude, just go to try these guys out. And I remember it took him like months to get game ready. I was like, he's like, dude, these things are high quality and they'll probably last him years. It was funny though. It was a good story.
Dude, I had one. So he was with the Phillies.
Yep.
He was with the Phillies.
Rule 5.
And Rule 5 with the Phillies, him and I pitched in the same game in spring training.
Right. I remember that.
Okay. I had a red SSK, a red and navy SSK in the back of my car. I said, Zach, don't leave, because he was still using the Rawlings. I go and get the red SSK out of my car. Yes, it has my name on it. It's a navy blue writing on a red glove. You can't really see. I give it to him. I'm like, I need you to use this. So whatever. He goes back to the Marlins, playing in Jacksonville. He's not using it. And I'm like, well, I don't blame you, because it's a red glove on like a black and blue uniform.
Yeah,
sure, he gets traded to the Reds. Told me he got traded to the Reds, and I texted him and I was like, well, now you can use that red SSK. And he was like, well, mine are finally ready. So,
yeah, he was like,
yeah, dude.
We'll get that
I think it's just cool to see kind of like, I don't care if he can keep it. I think it's cool to kind of, maybe we'll just do a glove swap. Maybe we'll make glove swap a thing. Like, he can keep one of mine, I'll keep one of his. But yeah, I think it's cool, the relationships that I've kind of, like, Tyler and I's relationship got better because of you, Zach and I, like all these different people. It's kind of cool. Like, I think it'd be cool to kind of see you at like the ABCA, the Baseball Coaches Conference, or something like that, doing a segment on change-ups, or because there's a lot of people, man.
There's conversations about that. We're having conversations. I was there in 2020, but I was small. I might have had like 7,000 followers, but I was there as a coach. But yeah, there's conversations. We'll see. We'll see what happens in 7. We'll see.
Maybe. It'll be cool though, man. I'm excited. Like, the future and the path for you is bright. Like, it's just getting started. I know it's been 8 years, but if we look back in another 8 years, like,
yeah, we'll see.
You never know,
still
dude.
Young. I'm still young. I look young, but I'm not. So we'll take it.
Yeah, but that's
Buddy,
fine.
I appreciate you, man.
You just got to trip.
I appreciate you jumping on with me, man. First guest of the Changed Up podcast, Chase Solesky.
Don't let me hang. That shit so dangerous. Don't leave me hanging. That shit so dangerous. You bring up pain.